Yes guys, what's going on? It's Reckless TCG here. Today I'm going to be bringing you a video showcasing a post-ban list Dofi build. I'm still quite a big believer in blue DOFLAMINGO. Please forgive me, I've been a bit sick, hence why my voice sounds a bit off. But yeah, we've got a couple of regionals coming up, and I think everyone's kind of in the midriff at the moment of knowing what they're going to play, changing the builds, adjusting to the OP10 meta as well as the ban list. So we've got a few changes and shifts in the meta that are upcoming as well as presently, and I think it's a really cool time to test new tech options, get some old cards out of the folders, and see what's really working. So you'll see that really the concept of the deck is still the same. If you look at the deck list just briefly, we're still playing 4 of all the heavy hitters. So we're playing 4 of the Jinbei, we're playing 4 of the Law, the Boa, and all of the 1-drops, the Buggy, the Sengoku, and the Perona. So I would say personally that the biggest strength of this deck is the ability to abuse the searching mechanic. You can really see the majority of your deck with Perona, with Sengokus, even for example playing out Perona, seeing a top 5, playing Bounce Law, bouncing Perona back, bottom decking stacks to get closer to the answers depending on what you need for the matchups. So I think the 1-drops are still mandatory. You'll notice I've put a swag copy of Kaya in here. We're only playing the 9 2Ks, which sometimes can be to our detriment. And sometimes I like to have just that extra utility. Kaya helps you cycle out some dead cards now. As you can see, we're going quite heavy on the event lineup. So everything else is pretty standard. Just to go through some of the new cards you'll notice. First of all, you'll see the big 10-drop Bounce Kaido. This is a flex spot that I'm testing at the moment. So the theory behind this list is that 8-cost kids are menace, right? And you kind of need a way to effectively deal with 8-cost kid. So this deck list I would say is very much tech for green, because the Bonnie matchup is really hard and Smoker can be quite difficult as well. So even though Tashigi can protect the 8-cost kid from being bounced, there's a lot of instances where the 10-drop Kaido, if they don't have it, can bounce a kid plus a Rozzy, it can bounce a kid plus another blocker like a Barto, yeah, sometimes it just comes in real handy. There's even times as well where just playing a 10-drop is really good. Into Shanks, sometimes they focus your board so much that you can drop this quite healthily. You could bounce back a Rayleigh and something else. They won't be able to KO it on the follow-up with another Rayleigh. So the tempo swing of having a big body that sticks, even your rogue yellow matchups like a Nell and the occasional yellow kid and things like that, having a big 10 drop that they can't remove is just really good tempo swing. We've cut Pudding down to 2. Pudding was a 3 of. Sometimes Pudding is a really tricky card. I think that when you have 2 you don't see it enough. When you have 3, sometimes you still don't see it enough. But to be honest, if you decks going really wide in hand is not as prevalent in this format. I think with so much aggro on the menu, Teach, you can't resolve this card anyway because they turn off your on plays. So yeah, there's a lot of cases where I would say that Pudding is just not quite as relevant. But you still want to have the flex spot. It's still just an amazing card, and if people don't respect it and you drop it on them, it can be game changing. We're playing the mix of the two 2Ks here. So the 2Ks, to be honest, if you can be any of the 2Ks in the deck, you really don't need to think too much about these. They only really get played off of blind leader effect, and very rarely this might come up to draw 2, trash 2, and this might bounce a 2 cost, but that happens 1 in every 30 games maybe. And then the biggest talking point here will be the event count. So you can see Red Rocks, everyone's on Red Rocks at the moment. You'll see that I have not included Gravity Blade, and I have included 3000 Worlds. Now, we'll give a shout out to Heart Pirates TCG, OG Blue Croc player like myself, so he's very familiar with this card, and in his recent video, he's playing this card, and kind of reminded me, oh, actually, yeah, I was thinking, what other removal options can we have? So I'll give him full props to jogging my memory about this card. To be honest with you, this card is very much for the pesky 5-drops, again focusing on green, things like 5-cost Cavendish, things like Smoker that we can't bounce with Law. They can be really, really tricky, and if they stick, the momentum swing can be huge. There's a lot of interesting plays you can do with this once you've got the Teach established. So on 5 Don, you can remove a body and play 1. On 9 Don, you can play 2 bodies and remove 1, especially combined with Bounce Law as well. So you can bottom deck a 5-cost, bounce a 4. Sometimes you can go establish 2 bodies and then get rid of 2 bodies, which is really big. So I'm quite liking this list at the moment. This is the list I took to locals on Saturday, which was Bandai, the cross store in Camden in London, for anybody that knows it. I went 4-0, and my matchups were Red-Green Smoker, Yellow-Green Law, Blackbeard, and Zorro in the finals against a really good player. So again, not the hardest matchups. I'd say Zorro and particularly Blackbeard are quite favoured, but Red Green Smoker can be tough. So yeah, we're just going to jump into a few games on ranked here. We're going to have a look and see how the deck feels. Unsure if we're taking this to regionals yet, but if we do, it will be something in this vein. So let's get into it. Okay, so we've got Yellow Kid. Heard mixed things about this matchup. A lot of people say it's Kid favoured. Personally, I think Dofi still does quite well into it, but not with this hand. As you can see, this hand is pretty bricky, so we're going to mulligan. Okay, this is a pretty good hand. So we've got double Perona, we've got the Buggy, we've got the Teach. So naturally, we're just going to fire off the Perona and see what we get. Okay, this is a pretty good stack. So we will definitely be going into the Jinbei on the follow-up. So we'll take the Sengoku, and I would like to... let's think. So he's going to play his Hawkins on 4, I think it is, so he can basically give it blocker to trash our life. So we kind of want to have the law coming up in the stack. So we'll draw this, we'll play this, which will then draw us the Moria, and then we'll draw this the 4-cost Moria, and then play the law as well. So I think we're happy with that. Yeah, it's quite bizarre. I mean, in the experience I've had of playing against this deck, I think that, yeah, Dofi's still pretty strong into it. But a lot of people that I've seen online, especially when they're talking about the rank sim stats and everything else, seem to think it's quite kid favoured. So I'm not too sure. Just have to do more testing, to be honest. So he's going to take that one. Doesn't get blocker on the Apu first turn. And we know most likely here he's going to play out the 4-cost Hawkins, flip his life face up, give it blocker. So having the bounce law on the stack is really nice. I'd say this is a pretty considerable high roll for early game. Okay, doesn't actually have it, which is interesting. We will save this Weevil, but I don't really want to get rid of my 1Ks. I suppose we've got Law coming up, so I can give away the Prona, save the 2Ks. And he is playing the Rush Zorro, which is interesting. So we will take that. Okay, so you got the Beige on the top of life, so we just have to swing with the Weevil first. So we know we've got the Bounce Law coming up, so I think we're going to swing 7. We'll see if he has the wherewithal to block first. If so, I'm not really too bothered, because we can still just, again, play the Law off the top. Yeah, okay, so Beige is the leader. That was very idiotic of me. But that's not a problem, because from here on now we can just play out a vanilla and just pass it over. We're going to get the Law in our hand for next turn anyway. So I don't actually mind him taking the life and Beiging me there. I think either way we was going to lose one swing. Okay, so he plays Kadatsu. That's interesting. Don't see this too often. 6 into 6, so I think we'll give him the 1k for that. Does he swing with the Zorro? Yeah. I think he's going to start trashing life soon anyway, so I think I'll just take. Oh, this is quite good. So we can use this to bottom deck the Zorro, but to be honest, next turn we can go Teach, use this to get rid of the Kadatsu, so we won't trigger it. And he's going to focus, yep, give that blocker. So this is quite interesting. So what we can do here is we can play out the Teach. We'll use 3k worlds to bottom deck the Kadatsu, and then we will use the Teach effect. We're going to have to swing out of sequence here, which is a little bit annoying. But we're going to put that on here. Swing 7 into life. I am going to bounce this back just for blockers. And we'll see, probably counter this one, and then we'll go for a 6. So I could have bounced the Prona there and kept out another body just for tempo, but to be honest with you, I think I do want the Law just in hand as a utility option. You know, being able to bounce blockers is just really good. I know that he probably will be going taller into the blockers, but he has to take this one and turn his life face up to do that. So I'm not really too mad about bouncing this back. Let's see what he does. Counter, gives a 2 and a 1. Yeah, gives Satori. This is an interesting list. What 1k do you want to give me, sir? Please, may I have one of your finest 1ks? Okay, and the Hawkins, so that's fine. So yeah, now, question is here, do we want to swing the 6? Because then he can turn his life phase. So yeah, I mean, we're always swinging really. I don't know why I'm in an iron over that, to be honest. He's going to take that one, yep, so he can give blocker to his next turn. Realistically here, he's probably going to go 8 cost kid, but at least if he rests it, he won't be able to block with it the next turn. 6 into the kid again. I think I want to keep the Sengoku to dig for a boa if needed, so I'm happy to get rid of the 2k here. What does he play here? A 7 cost law? Yep, that's completely fine with me. Okay. Okay, that's fine. So he's playing that. Oh, we do draw a red rock off the top. So yeah, this is a little bit of a high roll. I'm not going to lie to you. So this is absolutely fine. So I think we are going to not mess about. We're just going to red rock this. We're going to swing 7k with the Weevil. Then we're going to swing 7k with the Teach. Playing into the Moria to grab back. Probably just grab back a 2k. Yeah, he's going to play this out. Or, yep, sorry, actually, now that he's done that, I'm just going to bounce it, I think. So, we're going to, first of all, fire off this Sengoku to grab something. We will grab, do we need the boa? Or is the, yeah, I think we take the boa just in case. And then now we can send the bounce law, swing 7 at leader, take the law, and then now I'm just going to bounce the Sengoku to bounce his Zoro. At this point, I'm not too worried about smaller blockers because we've got a decent board established. And there's a world in which we can just go for game next turn. So it's looking pretty good so far. Yeah, he's playing out a Searcher, which is good. So no 10 drop ace. I don't think they play it, to be honest, but it is quite a scary card. Okay, so he is going to heal again. He's going to go 8 into 2. I think for tempo's sake, do we save this? This is a potentially tricky one. I think we let it go because I can get the Moria, bring it back, and then just draw off it again. So yeah, I'm quite happy to do that. He's only got 2 cards in hand, so he's got another Zoro. I think that's the same one, isn't it? Yeah, that's fine. So he can keep bringing it back out. We draw another Weevil, which is interesting. So what's the best way to do this? I don't think we're too worried really about getting a blocker so far. So we'll play the Weevil, and then I think we want to keep another 4, so we're going to go 6 at life. We'll play that out, but that's fine. I think we could just push him to 0 here. I think what we'll do is we'll play the boa. Oh, we get another boa off the top, which is quite nice. So I think we'll draw the boa and then potentially play another one, and then we're going to be going 8 into life here, which he can just block sadly, but that's fine. Do we go the Moria or do we go for the well, both Morias, but do we go for the 6k? But we can't protect either anyway, so I think we're just gonna do this. He will definitely block. We'll replace the Perona and we'll grab back the Crocodile. And to be fair, I'm feeling pretty comfortable here. So yeah, he blocks with that one, that's fine. He's going to have to focus the board here, which is perfectly fine with us. So we're kind of protecting our life just with pseudo blocking with our tapped characters, which is one of Dofi's biggest strengths. It can be quite easy to get starved if you're not careful. So this will give a easy 1k out of. Don't want to block with the boa because we want to keep it standing for now. And then we'll let this go. It'll be interesting to see what he's going to do. He's got all 10 on standing. Oh, he does play the ace. Okay, so we know that now. Now, does he choose to heal or does he choose to swing? Because he can't do both. And we get a free block with the boa. So let's just wait and see. He's going to give it rush, so I think we give a... I think we're going to give the 1k here, because 2 2s in hand is nice. And then we'll let the Moria die. Okay, so I think we can just swing 6 to see what he has. Okay, so he's not feeling too good, so let's go 6. Then he takes, and then I think we can just go... Now trick is, do we die here? If we go all in and it misses, so we can go 9 9 again, so it probably goes through, but I think we can afford to play it a little bit safer. So we'll play out the boa. Yeah, do that. And then we will give the... We'll give the teacher Don. So we're going to go 7 7, I think. And there's a chance where this just goes through, to be honest. Yeah, I'm still going to swing 7, just because you never know. Never know. And then we just get the 8 off of the boa anyway. We'll draw the Sengoku. This is probably a foregone conclusion. Oh, he's got the counter. Okay, that's fine. Realistically, he can't kill us, and he's got to die on the clapback, so we should be okay here. You never know. You do never know. I've learnt to not get too cocky in this game. I've had to eat my my own words and humble pie many a time. Okay, so now he's just going all in. So do we just bait him? So he can go 9. So he's gone 7. 1 2 3 4 5 7 7 7 8 9 10. It's just never going through. I don't think he can tap my blocker, so I'm just happy to take. And then we can get out of a 9k anyway, so we'll just take. Maybe we get punished, who knows. 10k, we'll just block that. Uh, 7, we'll give you the 2 and the 1. Yeah, and then GG's. GG's to our opponent there. Yeah, not even that close of a game, to be honest. I felt pretty comfortable there. I don't know if he particularly low rolled or he's just playing quite a spicy list, but yeah, we'll take that one. Not bad. We've got Katakuri here on the yellow train today. I think we still want to go first. I know they have a good going second curve. Oh, this is interesting. This is not great into him, to be honest. This is way too slow. So let's mulligan for the teach. We don't see it, but we might be able to get it off of the Sengoku. Be a pretty crazy hit if we can. Katakuri still a deck that people love to play, you know. I must say it's probably... It definitely has been, maybe not so much recently, but has been my least favourite leader in the game. We see the teach because we're just better, so that's fine, we'll take that. So we're going to do standard Weevil, teach into Weevil combos there. Get the +1, pretty nice. Oh, Charlotte Brûlé trigger, that's fine, we'll take that. Just basically keeps the 2k counter in hand. Then we'll pass it over. It's going to be hard for him to swing into this Weevil if he wants to play on curve, so that's decent. And he is just going to KO it. Is he going to KO the teach though? If he's smart, he'll KO the teach. No, he KOs the Weevil. Really don't mind that, sir. Thank you very much. He's got 7 in hand, so I'm just going to blast this pudding off, and then I'm going to put another Weevil there. And then we're going to go in, get another +1. Okay, counters out there. I think that's kind of crazy, to be honest, because if you hit a trigger there to get rid of the teach or the Weevil, he's in a pretty good spot. Okay, he's going to go again. Is he going to make the same mistake, or is he going to KO the teach? Yep. Okay, he learned from his mistakes. He's going to go 8 into 6. Yeah, we've got to let that go, sadly. But he's got no board established, which is quite nice for us, so that's decent. We've got 7 Don here, so I think we're just going to attach 1 to the pudding, go 5. See what he gives us. Probably gives us a 1k. Oh, 2k. Love that. Boa into Moria, and then we've already got 3k worlds in hand and the Prona, so we'll just keep the Prona off the top. Attach that. We're going to swing 7 again. Another 6k out. just really pressuring him before that big mum turn. You know, if we can get him to big mum when he's only got like 1 or 2 life and we've got a full board, then yeah, we're just usually in a really good spot from there. Like, you know, he hasn't cracked life yet, so we got no issue with just trashing our own one here. There we go, another Weevil, trashed a brick. You love to see it. We do have the 2k for this time, which is nice. So he moved life to the bottom, so we know that's probably going to be a heal. We'll give a 2k there. Annoyingly, this 3k worlds doesn't do much for us, so I'm going to hit the prono in case you see the red rock. We don't see that, but we can see the Weevil. We've just seen all the Weevils, man. Draw into another 2k, and then I think so. That means we'll draw the Sengoku for turn. I think I actually want to see the prono because the red rock is going to be more important than seeing more warlord stuff. So yeah, we'll just do that, and then we can go. So we've got 3 Dom for leader effect, so we can go 7, 7, 7, 7, which is pretty good. So we'll go with the low Dom commitment first. 7 with this one. It's probably gonna no pop trigger. We love that. Honestly, if they don't see their KO triggers, man, it's just a wrap for them. That's why I dislike this deck. There's so much just luck, you know, to do with it. And yeah, he counters there, which means now, I mean, we could even just go like 5. No, it's not worth it. We'll just go 7 again. And then he probably has to take. And oh, he hit a Sanji blocker. No worries. I think he's just going to have to block this anyway. We'll replace the Sengoku. Draw the card. He blocks. And this is pretty much just GG's from here, to be honest. Yeah, he can 10 mum, but now he's got 1 card in hand. Okay, you swing board. I'm going to deny that. Thank you. And then I'm even going to deny that because I'm just that guy. Let's just go 6 at life, see what you have. Oh, he gets to draw 2, discard 1. No worries, we'll do another 6. Yep, he just GG's. So yeah, got pretty rolled there, to be honest with you. Not really much he could do. We kind of high rolled. We saw our Weevils. I might have said Jinbei. I keep confusing this with Jinbei. Maybe I'm just coping on the fact that the boy is no longer here with us. But you know, Katakuri doing Katakuri things, man. Just not hitting triggers and not winning the game. So GG's to our opponent. Okay, we've got red-green smoker, so this should probably be a bit more tricky. How do we feel about our opening hand? We're going second, which is interesting. I would have thought that he would want to go second, but maybe just wants to take us off first. I mean, we can search for stuff, but I think we can get a better hand than this. We're going to gamble on it. Maybe see the 3,000 worlds. Don't see the 3,000 worlds. We do see the red rock. We do see the Weevil and Teach, which is really nice. And do we want to hit the buggy? Do we want to hit the buggy? I think the knowledge is just worth it, to be honest, so we'll open that up. Another red rock's not a problem. I don't mind seeing that. I'd probably normally bottom deck this, but because of this leader, there's a world in which we just red rock his 5-drop red rock kid, so yeah, I'm okay with that. I think we'll take the 2k for turn, and then we'll draw into the Sengoku, draw the red rock. We'll just do it like that for now. I think that's fine. Yeah. So literally this deck, the biggest problem is just the kid. The kid is a real issue. If they get the kid, the Tashigi, and the Rosinante established, it's pretty rough, can't lie. It's pretty rough. So we're just going to do the old Teach shenanigans. We'll go 8 into life. He's going to take this one all day. And we'll pass it over. Probably just goes here, 5 cost smoker, restands, what is it, 3? Yep, so then he can go 8 into the Weevil, which is pretty sad. Now, am I going to be a madman and save this? I don't think really we can afford to, not this early in the game, because we're just playing to getting starved if we do that. It's going to seem really quite neg to do this, but this smoker is a real problem, so I'm actually just going to get it off the board. Just swing 5. and then I'm going to force him to swing life next turn, which is pretty good. Oh, he gets the 0 cost trigger to rest teach. That's rough, I can't lie. Although, to be honest with you, we don't have a lot of great targets for teach right now, so it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, we're going to have to take that. What's he going to play here? He's going to play a Hody? He'd be a madman to play Hody. It's going to be tough to... oh, okay, so he's playing Straw Hat version. So he's going to go aggro and then play out another Rozzy. We'll take that. Take that. Another teach, never punished. Okay, keeps 2 on up. That's interesting. So, yeah, we have to keep this Red Rock in hand. We can't really deal with this Luffy right now, which is a bit annoying. We don't really want to put in because he's only got 6. So, what's our best numbers here? So we can go like 2 for teach, 1 for a searcher, 4 and then teach effect. So I think we can fire off this Sengoku pretty scot-free. Okay, annoyingly we missed the 3k worlds. Do we want to just bounce the Rosinante? I think bouncing the Roz is quite important actually, because then at least he won't be able to put the Rosinante and the... Can he put the... He might be able to put them both out, but having 1 less Rosinante will probably be helpful. So I think I'm going to take this. And then I'm going to use this to bounce itself and bounce the Rosinante, play down the teach, and then teach effect we will put the Moria on top. We're going to swing 7 into the Luffy, and the reason for that is just because we want to get counter out of his hand for protecting the kid. And he uses the 0 cost event. Okay. Oh, he trashed an 8-drop kid, so he's definitely got another one. That's pretty good. He doesn't have 2Ks then, which is good for us. So he might be quite bricked up. And realistically here, he's probably going to pump the Tashigi out, which will suck. I can't lie to you, it will suck. 7 into 6, we'll give him 2K for that. And then what's he going to do now? If he doesn't have the Tashigi, this turn's pretty good for us. If he does have the Tashigi, we're going to have to waste 10 Don just to get rid of the kid, which is kind of annoying, I can't lie, especially with this Luffy already out. But that's just the way it goes, man. Sometimes you just got to, you know, deal with the hand you've been dealt. Question is, can we save this Moria? What numbers is he going to swing? Rosinante, okay, that's good for us. But if he's got the Tashigi, pretty rough. Going to take this one, see if we can find some answers. Another teach. Yeah, okay, so like that's pretty rough. So now our only option really is to play Bounce Law, bouncing itself, bounce this, and then we will Red Rock the kid. And then we're going to go 5 into life. Oh, he takes. Okay, in that case, I'm going to go... interesting. I think I'm going to go 6 into the Luffy. Never know, he might not have any counter. Okay, he gives us the Tashigi. That's pretty good. We'll take that. We'll take that. So, what am I really scared of here? I mean, a 3rd kid would be pretty rough. I mean, I know he's only played 1 out, but... have to think that he wouldn't be running out of resources to protect it. And we've got the Bounce Law. So if he doesn't have another blocker, we can just essentially, or we could still actually Bounce Law, bounce 1 blocker, then stack it with Teach. Okay, chooses to KO the Moria. So this, okay, so now he's probably just going to try and race us and aggro us down, which could be a bit of a problem for us, I can't lie. We don't have any 2Ks in hand. Oh, he Mulguns the Teach, that is brutal. So now we're not in an amazing spot. To tell you the God's honest truth, we're not in an amazing spot. And we don't really want to give away too much information here. So we're going to pray for a 2K. Oh, we hit the 3K worlds. Oh, do we take that? That is... oh, it could be greedy. It could be really greedy. So next turn we can play the Teach. I think we will just bottom deck this, because now if he doesn't have another blocker, which I don't think he does, could we just be insane and go for game? I think we're going to give him the Puddin and the Moria. Okay, so now what's the best play here? I'm really tempted to just go 8-9 I'm really tempted to go 8-9, but then we just lose if it doesn't connect. So maybe we can go... Let's just play it safe. Let's play out the boa. And then we will get the 2k in hand. For next turn, or no, we want to draw the boa. So we're going to play the boa, we're going to draw the buggy, sorry. And then we're going to attach this here. And then I think we're just going to go 8 into life with the boa effects. We'll keep that as it is. Do we even potentially maybe want the Kaido for the tempo? No, I don't think so. So we'll just keep that as it is. Swing 8, and then we will play the Moria, grab back a 2k, and it could kill us with Hody here, potentially. So yeah, maybe a misplay on my part. Maybe it would have been better to keep the 3000 worlds to get rid of the Luffy and then go from there. But we'll see. Okay, swing 7. Can we afford to take? I think if he had the Hody, he would have done it straight away. But I think we're gonna just play it safe and counter. Okay, his delay in responding is probably a good sign. Oh, okay, that's very good for us. What's he gonna do here? Has he got another kid? If he's got another kid, it might be really rough for us. It might be GG's if he's got the kid. Yeah, we've got to let that go, sadly. I mean, if he doesn't have any blockers here, doesn't have a useless kid. Oh, okay, he's giga cooked. We should be fine here. So we're gonna go bounce the buggy, bounce the chopper, and then we can go 7, 7, 8. So let's do it with the Gecko first, keep the blocker up. Okay, and then I think this is GG's. Rad beam. Oh, has he got another rad beam? If he is, he's cracked. No, it has to be the chopper, right? Yeah, GG. GG's to our opponent. Damn, yeah, Smoker's a close one, right? So that's going to wrap this one up. Just a really quick couple of, fairly casual games on ranked. Nothing really super sweaty or competitive, but it just gives you an idea of what Dofi can still do. Its attributes are still really strong. I think he's still a strong meta contender. I don't know if he's quite tier 1, because he can struggle into the Bonnies, the Shanks of this world. However, I still think he's perfectly viable. You will be seeing this deck top multiple events in the coming months. At least until EBO2 and OP11 come out. As I say, this list is still quite flexible. You could chop and change quite a few things, but I quite like this list. As you can see, even though the Smoker game was quite close, we did have answers for it. So the Red Rocks, the 3k worlds, even just Red Rocking the 5-cost Smoker was quite impactful for us there. And maybe there might be a bit of a drop off in terms of the smokers, but I don't think so for Bonnie. People love Bonnie, especially on the local level. We have so many Bonnie enthusiasts at my locals, and it can be just a really hard matchup for us. So I think I am probably overly respecting green, but that's because I feel quite confident into the rest of the matchups. Black's fallen off a little bit, so you don't have to worry too much about Lucci destroying your board every turn. Lucci's still a hard matchup, but you're going to see it's way fewer and far between. So yeah, I think Dofi's still got a lot of potential. He's still really viable, still takes a lot of skill to play, and I still really enjoy it. So yeah, I don't know, let me know what you guys think of the video. Let me know if you saw any misplays there. I think in the last game we definitely could have maybe sequenced things a little bit better. Always looking to improve. And by no means a master. So yeah, I hope that you appreciated the gameplay today. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.